All right, people. I don't see the chat. Trying out a software called OBS, and I have not learned it quite yet, so bear with me. Don't know if I don't see any chatting because there is none, or I just can't see it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it says there's 2 people viewing right now, but I do not see any chat. Yeah. I don't know what I'm supposed to click on to see any chatting. Um, yeah. So apparently there's something I either forgot or chat's just not available through this software. There's a lot to this software, so you hear that inverter fan going now because the refrigerator just kicked on. Dock scenes auto mixer chat. Chat. There we go. I got chat up. Look at all the chatting I already missed. Oh goodness. Yes. I got her. We figured it out. Thank you, Jake. I see the wifey is online in the chat too. Hi, wifey. Love you. Yes, we got her. We got her figured out. Yeah. There are certain ways you can arrange the screens where chat is, where the camera is. Get it all nice and laid out and comfy. Cool beans. How's the, I'm using a different camera now than I was before. I got the front-facing camera off the notebook working, and it's a 5 megapixel camera. Okay, thank you, Jake. Camera quality okay? Audio quality okay? Well, I'm glad I got this camera thing figured out. Okay, good. From my side of things, it looks like the camera quality on this one's a little better than that webcam I tried during the test run I did earlier this week. And I finally have my wider angled view rather than a more narrow view. So now you can see more of the gizmos and stuff on the wall. Still had room for the on-air sign. Got my little heater going on in here too to stay warm. Okay. Yes, on air. Yep. Your text just finally came through, Jake. Yes, very cool looking. And as some people have suggested, that this wire mess to get cleaned up, I bought some spark plug wire separators and some more wire so I can make things a little more tidy here rather than just strung about. It's these bus bars here save a lot on the wires from them ever heating up. So I think they're afraid that there's going to be too much power going through one wire at any given time, that the wire is going to get hot. And like a black and red wire, as you see here, since they're so close, that they will melt through and end up arcing together. But as you see, there's a large copper bar here and there. This side is for all the positive posts running off the batteries. And I have 10 different positives coming off of this, so it really spreads it out. Same thing with the negatives. I have a bunch of different grounds so that the power isn't going all through one spot. One spot I did notice I have noticed a bunch of heat was this ground here, which goes to this box. This is my charging box. This puts out 100 amps when I'm running the generator to charge the batteries. This wire, at the end of the wire, was a very cheap, flimsy wire connector, and when you get a cheap one, it tends to resist your voltage a lot and causes heat. So I changed that yesterday to a copper lug, battery lug, and it puts out no heat anymore. Jackery solar generators. I'm not very familiar with solar generators, and I have not gotten into lithium at all, basically. From what I understand, as long as you get a good quality lithium battery inside whatever device you're using, then your device should be good to go. I want to get a backup one of these. I think out of everything you see here, this is the only thing I don't have a backup of. It's been really reliable so far. I've had it for, oh boy, over a year now and been using it. So I'm hoping that she keeps being that reliable. It is Mighty Max, I want to say is the name brand of this one. Mighty Max. It's a 100 amp charger. Bud. Is that Paul Bud? Yes, Jake, you should get one for camping, and also if you want more affordability, go on Temu, and you should be able to see some on there too. But I'm sure that Jackery probably has the best warranty and customer service than anything on Temu. One other thing I'd like to point out is this guy right here that I made myself. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody doing any other off-grid setup with anything this sort. This here is actually a power meter, so the power from the inverter runs through this here, so I can monitor current wattage going out, since this does not have a display at all to tell me what the usage is. And it tells me total kilowatts ever used. All your information of your power usage goes through this, and it stores it. There's I don't know if you can barely see it, but there's two little boxes inside the main box there. So in the house there's a breaker panel, and you have two sides to a breaker panel, and each one of these outputs of the inverter feed one side of the breaker box, and this I can monitor which side of the breaker box is obviously consuming more, and total output of what the house is consuming. For those that don't know, this is the battery bank, and below it I have another battery bank. Those battery banks are divided into two, and I can control with this switch here which bank I'm on. Bank 1, Bank 2, or both banks. And right now the selector switch is using both. So this here is what's called an isolator. Isolator charges both banks. This lead goes to one bank, and this lead goes to this bank for charging. And I think that's like a little safety thing that I like to have, that if I want to do maintenance on one battery bank, I can flip the switch and be totally cut off from one bank to the other. I can be charging still one bank and not the other, so indeed. I can't believe it's already been 24 minutes. That's crazy. Yes, he did give me a walkie-talkie. It's in the house. I think it's right close by my door there. Yeah, I'll have to try it out sometime and see if we can hear each other from 8 miles away, 7 or 8 miles away. The charge controllers here and here are Midnight Classics, and they charge up to 60 amps. And I have each one of those on its own solar panels. I have 8 275-watt panels and 4 each to each classic. So yeah, I'm kind of on a hill, so to speak. I mean, it's a bit of a higher point than a lot of the area around me, so it may reach. I mean, as far as I am out in the country, I'm surprised I get signal, but I think because that I'm on a bit of a hill, I think that's why the live streaming is working, because I'm just up high enough where I get just decent enough signal to where things are working. Got a cold weather advisory coming through. It's going to get brutally cold. We're going to be seeing negative numbers for a few days for sure. Not looking forward to that. Yes, both controllers are connected to the same bank. Both go to the bus bars. This cable here, coming out of the controller, goes to the bus bar here, And way over here on this side of the copper bus bar is the positive coming from that one. The copper bus bar is pretty close to a 1/4 inch thick, and even with the charging box pouring 100 amps in, which is nearly twice of what the solar can put out, these lugs no longer get warm. The only thing I can see getting warm anymore is the battery isolator. So I know this is like I want to say it's close to a 200 amp isolator, so I don't know why it gets so hot, but there's a lot of fins on it to keep it cool. And it does get very hot and warm to the touch up here. And I have it screwed directly to the wall. So I think one of the things I will change with this thing is that I'm going to put some insulators of some sort behind it to give it more airflow behind it and to keep any heat transfer from going to the wall. On this wall that you guys can't see, I have more inverters, another charge controller, and a plug-in outlet from hardwired to the generator. One of these days when the camera gets a little more mobile or something, I'll show this side. This charge controller is iPandee, IPANDEE. I believe this will do 60 amps as well, if I remember correctly. And I have another solar array up on the roof of the garage, which have 100 watt panels. Right now, I only have seven of those panels, and I plan on adding 3 more. So I should have roughly close to 3,000 watts, I think. Whatever 8 times 275 and another 1,000 would be. I think even on some cloudy days I should be able to pull in maybe a maximum of a couple hundred watts, which, you know, if you're doing anything inside the house, you're going to eat all of that. So, I mean, it'll keep the day going anyways. Luckily, the most electric consuming thing that's always connected is the refrigerator, and that's mostly just because of the startup. 3,200 watts, nice. Yeah, that should be very sufficient. I have another 1,000 watts down on a shed that's gonna be the new power room for the animals. So if like I want to run a incandescent bulb just as a little heat bulb sort of thing, then they'll have that down there. Last several winters have been hard on my birds because they ain't got no heat source. But luckily they got good shelters to stay out of the weather. If I didn't already say, I have 38 of these batteries. They're group 31 batteries. They're deep cycle batteries. Each one is 100 to 105 amp hour batteries. So I should have plenty of reserve capacity after a good day of charge. Would last me probably good 24 hours with what I'm consuming right now in the house. Can always turn a lot more things off just to preserve electricity. Yes. You're also not running a whole homestead either, so 5 batteries is pretty good start. And if I remember right, you just run some bubblers, maybe a few pumps or something off of that. From what I could tell when I had a bubbler on the pond, those bubblers seem very energy efficient, like they don't eat too many amps. I don't know what those filter pumps consume, but I can't imagine they'd be a lot. So glad I put this heater in here. Once the garage is more insulated, then it won't be so tough keeping it warm in the garage. I'll get out of the way of the camera so you can see the full view there. That's a good idea. Fans are generally not very energy efficient, but I mean, maybe with the right one it'll be okay. Radio Geek, hello. Uh-oh. Sounds like Radio Geek's an influence on the Jakis. It's a pretty cool thing you're doing there, Jake. I think you'll like it up there, get a little tranquility for a while. And where is Radio Geek from? my Wi-Fi signal. This is my Wi-Fi right here. If you're talking about like the antenna stuff that I do have up, what I have up currently is what's called a signal repeater, and that's just transmitting the cell phone signal. It's not Wi-Fi. 15 miles from Jake. Well, I am 8 miles from Jake, so I wonder if you're out towards my way or a different direction. 'East on A, okay. I'm west. Or no, sorry, I am east. What am I thinking? East on County A, yes. Yeah, then you are kind of my direction. I'm only a mile from A, so you are out my way then. We got TK Tropicals in the house now. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're pretty close then, Radio Geek. Not that far at all. I'm about almost exactly between you and Jake then. Looks like I cannot move the phone, otherwise I will not get my good signal. Cool. Thanks for coming, Radio Geek. Appreciate ya. And have fun with hockey. I think eventually the signal repeater is going to get moved a little bit closer to the garage and put up much higher. That way it's kind of right in the middle of the homestead rather than the far end of it. Good question, Jake. Transferring 12 volts DC out of the batteries goes to this inverter. This power inverter is an Ames inverter. I want to say it's around a 3,000 watt inverter if I remember correctly. Oh, yes, it's a 3,000 watt inverter that changes the voltage from a DC voltage to a AC alternating current, a house usable wall socket type electricity. And this is what right here, these two feed the house to the circuit breakers. You can see the two wires coming out there that go to the power box. This wire here is feeding just the power in this room for the two lights, and I have one outlet above the notebook here that provides power for some camera lights here and the laptop power, of course. Took me a few hours, but I got it all wired up in one day. I think this next summer or two I want to get a very nice wind turbine going that will be an addition power coming in to the battery bank. Right now the current voltage that this charge controller is reading is 12.3 volts. I have, it says 66, 67 watts coming in because it's so cloudy right now. And that far charge controller says about 70 watts is coming in, so there's not a lot coming in right now, and the voltage is going down on the battery bank because the kids are inside playing on the PlayStation, and those gaming systems consume a lot of electricity. Yay, poopy pants! I remember those days. I definitely remember the poopy pants days. It's fun when when you're like holding them and it comes out of the diapers and you get it on yourself. Oh, how fun. No blowout this time. Well, that's good. That's funny. Very funny. Yeah, I think now that I see this mess for so long staring at it that I definitely want to clean it up. just tidy up some wires, and I did okay on this one, but the other ones are just kind of hanging loose, and a little bit of OCD is starting to take over me now, wanting to clean this up. In due time I will, for sure. I might have to change out some cables for some longer ones just so I can route them differently, but most of these wires, as you can see here, a lot of them are not even touching. They're gapped so far from each other, so they're not even touching anyways. I think most of my wiring supplies I can get from work there, dear. But if I do think of something, I will definitely let you know what you can pick up at your work. This wire here is for the inverter. It is one of 6 or 7 inverters I have. You're welcome, dear. I like having backups to my backup, so that's why I have so many inverters. I have 2 inverters that are the exact same on this side. Both are 1,000-watt pure sine wave inverter made by Furrion. One is not getting used. There's nothing plugged into it, but it is mounted. The other one runs all the power inside the garage. 2-gauge subwire. Yep. Yeah, I brought home that stuff I bought yesterday, but I haven't had time to start organizing this. So that'll be tomorrow or later today. Redundancy, yes. Yeah. This never really bothered me until now. I mean, it's all safe. I know that's what people were worried about, whether it was safe or not, but it just looks ugly. So yes, I think I'll clean it up a bit. Like this one here, this is coming from the panels. This doesn't need to be draping here. There's enough cord. It loops here all the way over, so I should be able to take this up high, run it all the way over, and then down. I think a little bit's gonna go a long ways with cleaning this up here. This right here is the solar coming in for the charge controller on this wall over here. That just needs to be fastened to the wall over here so that it's not freely dangling. I was honestly thinking about getting a couple more bus bars. I think I'm going to think more on that one, but there was something about it I'd actually thought, I'm wondering if that will help tidy this up somehow if I added a couple more bus bars. I think adding a couple more bus bars will also help with the lower bank that runs from this wall over here and comes around is just a row of batteries. I think letting the charging and discharging of the lower bank will be evenly spread out more if I had more cables coming from those. And yes, I will not grab both bus bars at the same time. I have them spread apart. It's got to be 7-8 inches apart there. I didn't want the bus bars too close to the batteries, that if I got to take the battery caps off, inspect the cells, and do maintenance within the batteries, that this would hinder my height out of there, and then kind of keep it free from here as well. This here's a little bit close, but I think it's okay. I didn't want the inverter up too high where it's out of reach of any sort of maintenance, so the height of these are pretty good. I could add another bus bar here, maybe one down here, so I can take some of these batteries and go to them. Somehow, some way, it'll get figured out. I'm not going to get too neat about it because I don't want to make my cable lengths too crazy. DC voltage does not like to travel very far. So far, these batteries been doing pretty good. The lower battery bank are dated from 11th month of 20. So those are already 5 years old. That was my first battery bank, and this bank up here, as you can see on top, is my newest batteries. Those are dated from September of 24, so those are only about 1.5 years old. I think with having so many batteries, it's not so tough on just few batteries being charging and discharging so heavily on just so few of them. So I think with such a large battery bank that it'll be a lot easier on the health of the batteries, not so stressful on the lead plates and stuff like that. I think the biggest stress that I've put on the batteries so far is being lazy about the fluid level inside the batteries. Some of them have got below the top of the plates, starting to expose the plates, which is not good at all. So I definitely need to keep up on checking the cells to make sure the fluid levels stay up. I think the fluid levels, when they did drop down too much, was because I had about half the size of the battery bank, and I still had these two charge controllers on half as much battery, so I think it was charging them to the point where the fluids inside, the sulfuric acid, was evaporating too much. And it seems now that since I have a lot more batteries and the power's getting spread out more, that it's been a lot easier on the sulfuric acid. So I'll keep checking them, but I think this is a safer way to do it, is just have so many batteries. I'll have to cable them up some more just so it's even more yet evenly dispersed, but it's working so far. It's working well. On those really good summer days when we have lots of sun, boy, I tell you, we can have power forever, for days. All right, we already hit the hour mark. That's awesome. And the voltage is already down to 12.2. It goes that quick when there's no sun and there's lots of electricity being used. So I think since we hit the hour mark, I think we're going to end the live stream shortly. I will try to figure out a more scheduled appearance so that it's not just a pop-up sort of thing. I don't know what I'm planning for as far as days that I'll be live streaming. I'll get it figured out though, and I'll post about it both on the YouTube and on Facebook. Yeah, I assumed you were, Jake, so there's no worries about that. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what was going on, so I'm wasn't even gonna ask where you were. I was just assuming. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Well, everybody, I think I am getting cold. The generator's off and the voltage is getting low, so I think I'm gonna end the live stream. That way I can get that generator running again. I'm gonna go inside the house and get warm, relax a little bit before I have to head back outside and feed my birds again. Yes, I will try to do it more often. I have to figure out some sort of schedule where I can schedule this. Thank you, Jacus. Thank you for coming. And thank the wife of the land. My wifey is online watching too. And I'm sure people will be seeing this long after the live stream and they get to come in and watch at a later time. So I hope they enjoy the live stream, and we'll try to figure out something to do a more scheduled live viewing. So thank you everybody for coming. I'm gonna go ahead and close her up. You guys take care, be safe, stay warm. We had plenty of snow, and now we're coming with the cold. So everybody stay warm. Talk to y'all later. Everybody have a good day.